Guys, how are you tonight? Getting the computer all set up and then we'll be ready to rock and roll. Make sure everything is going the way it's supposed to go. This meeting is being live streamed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. YouTube, you've got me live. There you go. And how is everybody tonight? I know I'm talking and nobody's here yet. I do that sometimes. It happens that way. Giving myself a likey. A likey. Yes, Colleen, I remembered right after I said, what? I have been making 9-patch blocks all day, and I am tired of making 9-patch blocks, but I still have some more to do. Wow, Tracy, how are you tonight? You know, Colleen threw me for a loop yesterday. She sent me a text message, and it was, Lisa, you have to do this. And I was like, whoa, what did I do? I also imitated Colleen yesterday or today. I started playing with these little 5.5-inch FPP pineapples. I still don't like paper pineapples, but I'm teaching FPP on the next sewing bee, so you guys need to be there so you can laugh at me. And what I'm doing now is gathering up all the little blocks I made today and putting them out of the way. You're good. You're never good. Hello, Colleen. Yeah, I remembered about a minute after I said, "Oh," I remembered what the deal is. So sorry, Lori. I do know. I am laying out. It looks great. It does not. You're very kind, Colleen. I appreciate that. It looks like an amateur decided to play with FPP, and I'm going to get to use some Sylvia method here. Well, actually, I'm not. I picked off a piece because when I went to do the 1/4-inch cut, I cut the piece. So I'm going to have to put it in there. Gonna have to put another piece in there. And then, not sure how much you guys can see. I'll pull it a little bit. Let me give you a little better angle. I made myself a couple of things today. I have, I now have it as clothes, 4 yards of fabric that I got from, I don't Fabric Mart Fabrics, I think, that I've had floating around the sewing room for a long time. And I pulled it out and I've had it laying on the ironing board. Hello, Lynn. Thank you for checking in to say hi, even though it's late. I know you're what, 5 hours? You're almost midnight. Darn, lady. I definitely appreciate you checking in. So I made myself a shirt today. It's really busy, can you tell? And I also made myself a long dress. I don't like the collar that I ended up with on this dress. The first collar I did on it ended up being it showed too much boobage. How's that? And so I split the collar and put a band on it. And that works a little bit better. But then I decided I would try putting a placket on. And I've done plackets before for like buttons and stuff. This is a slightly different kind of placket than I'd ever done. And I like the placket. I don't like the collar because I like the collar in theory, but I don't like how I executed it. So I've got to work on that. And I have, oh, don't fall down in there. I have more knit fabric that I'm going to play with over the course of the next few days. This is going to be one of those weeks because hubby had a CAT scan. No, he had a colonoscopy and an endoscopy on Friday. And then he's got to go back. Let's see. He's got to go Thursday for an MRI. They're still looking to make sure that, he's got a brain in there. That's what they're looking for. I actually put a clock for the UK on my phone because I'm always afraid when I text Sylvia that I'm going to wake her up, or, that it'll be the middle of the night and then she'll feel guilty for not answering me. So I put a clock for the UK on my phone. And then I was trying to figure out if what time it was in Australia. I haven't figured that out yet. So hopefully somebody will tell me so I can add that. Tell me at a time when I'm actually at my actually where I can set my phone up for it. So, and then while I was looking for plackets, I have to show you guys this because I think it's hilarious. Um, I guess because I have a board named arthritis, um, there's a guy who specifically makes exercises that you can do in a chair if you have arthritis and you want to keep active. Hello, Janet. I conjured you up. What time is it there right now, honey? Because I want to add an Australia clock to my phone too. And she's saying morning, so that means it's AM. I was just telling everybody right before you came in that I added a clock for the UK to my phone so that I didn't end up messaging Sylvia, at 2 o'clock in the morning or something. You're at 7 a.m. Tuesday. Well, I think that you're my only Australian subscriber, Janet. So 7 a.m. Tuesday works perfectly. So you're 12 hours ahead of me exactly. So I'll put that on my phone and it will be beautiful. It'll be beautiful. So I'm going to try with the other knit fabric that I have over there. I want to try to make this shirt one more time. And I want to put the placket number one in the center because it's a little off center. And I want to see if doing some interfacing before I put the collar in makes it work a little bit better. But it's all self-drafted. I took a t-shirt that I wear all the time and I laid it out and used it as my cutting guide for this and drafted my own little shirt up. Other states are later. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And we just had dinner here. It is kind of weird that everybody's just so far apart. And who figured out how to standardize all that? I mean, seriously, you could go to, I guess before the invention of timepieces, you could go to Egypt and it would be anytime they told you it was, you know, or go to the American West and go to California and they said it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon, even though you thought it wasn't. You'd just have to go with it, right? Definitely, definitely. All right, so I'm going to do the quick rundown of everybody. Let's see. Sylvia is at, and I looked right before I came on to the live. So if a number has changed, let me know, but it's not deliberate if I've got it wrong. Sylvia is at 745. Colleen is at 981. She needs 19 subscribers to hit that magic 1,000. Come on, come on. Dawn at My Quilt Projects is at 813. Lori from Quilting in the Country. Hello, Kelly. How are you tonight? Lori from Quilting in the Country is at 206. And Stephanie, Quilting with Stephanie Stitches, is at 13.1K. She's growing like a weed. Go, Stephanie. That's awesome. Yep. Oh, Janet, that's awesome. She's been up since 5 a.m. and she's making breakfast for hubby. She's a sweet wife. I don't make breakfast for hubby. Sometimes he makes breakfast for me. Actually, usually he makes breakfast for me. And he doesn't even eat breakfast. That's what I was looking for, was my drink, which I neglected to fill before I started my live. And I've got I've been putting together stuff out of my scrap box, and I cut up some of my fabric from leftovers from the hanging in there quilt that I did in honor of Laura Lynn. And Laura Lynn apparently had a CAT scan last Friday. This is what Pop said on his live. I don't know anything outside of that. I'm not in that inner circle. Um, but apparently she had a CAT scan. They haven't gotten any results yet. And I'm hoping that she's going to be good. Yes, Tracy, woohoo is right. And then we're going to do a little fabric haul. Colleen did hers this morning, and I'm going to do mine tonight. So I'm going to switch you guys over. You only make breakfast at the weekends, Lynn? We have, oh, guys, let me tell you before I switch over to show you the fabric. We tried something. Wayne got strawberries at the store, I want to say last weekend now. And you know how fast strawberries go bad. They're just like, you eat them the day you get them or you're not eating them. Well, I had seen something about put them in a glass jar and they keep for longer. And so he rinsed them, but you're not supposed to. He rinsed them off. We let them dry really well in the strainer in the sink. And then once they were dry, we put them down in glass jars. And I have 3 glass jars of strawberries in my refrigerator that all still look just as good as they did when he bought them last week. So I am hoping that there will be strawberry or banana or both crepes in my future this week. So cross your fingers, because that's what we usually do with them. All right, I'm going to switch you guys down here and see this. Not all of it came in the mail, but most of it did. But I'm going to start with the stuff I bought from Walmart. This is fat quarters. I'm going to make, I've already got the blocks, the 1-inch blocks for it. I'm going to make that Tilda's quilt that Dawn from My Quilt Projects was talking about. This is going to be my background fabric, this teal. Try to make sure it shows up. Yeah, it's pretty good. That teal is going to be my background fabric. That won't go in there the way I want it to. And then these are the fat quarters I got from Walmart. And then I get this lovely care package in the mail. And I had talked to Lori at Sherlock Sews, and she told me she had a bunch of colors from Riley Blake's bolt sale. And she offered me the fabric I needed. And what I really needed was like fat quarters. She sent me a half a yard of all of these colors. Do you see that? I'm like, wow. So it needs 46 different colors. So I'm about halfway to what I need. And I'm thinking I might go with hubby on Thursday. I love looking at fabric too. Yeah. And these are all just cotton solids, but these are Riley Blake. So they've got that really soft, almost, I don't even know how to describe it, almost a linen-like feel, I think. It's silky. And of course, they've never been washed. But what I thought was gorgeous was she sent me this in honor of Mr. Happy. Can you see that? Is that not just too cute? Yes, Lori is amazing, and she's a sweetheart. Yes. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. It doesn't fit in the quilt at all. And then she sent me this. And I am just like tickled pink with these chickens on this blue background. But I have no clue what to do with it. I've got a purse, a shirt, an apron. Might end up being an apron because I really think the apron would be cute. But I hate to wear it for an apron because then it's going to get all stained up and dirty looking. Yeah, Kelly, the project is, Dawn just posted a video a couple of weeks ago. She's going to do the vase from Tilda. Yeah, is that chicken fabric is absolutely me. I mean, I could even wear it as a shirt and I wouldn't be upset about it. So I'm like, yeah, this is cool. But I don't know, an apron might get more use than a shirt would, get seen more probably. And if I made it into a purse, I don't know, would carrying a chicken purse be tacky? A peg apron? Yeah, maybe. I don't hang clothes out much anymore, but yeah, that would work. Um, I do use aprons in the kitchen, and I used to wear them. Ah, yeah, you guys are just like so dumb, so dumb. I guess that's the insult of the week is I'm old. Okay, I'm old. Whatever. That's too funny. So anyway, so I don't know what I'm gonna make with it. I'm gonna make something with it. And Colleen, you are orange door hinge. That's what I couldn't remember. Lauren Mormino calls it that. Oh, a shop bag would be cute. Tote. Yeah, that would be cute, Jenny. Oh my lord. Okay, so let me bring you guys back up here to me. Me and these cameras. I'm getting a little better at doing them. Not much, but a little bit. It's like, okay. But that's what the chicken fabric and the green I got into today to play with. It's funny. Sylvia calls it having a play, and I guess I've picked that up because that's what we all do when we go in our sewing rooms, right? Is we're playing, even if we're seriously working on something um, for our kids or whatever, we're still, it's our hobby and our relaxation and our fun time. Yeah, I'm 56, Janet. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But so I was having a play today with the pineapple paper piecing, say that 3 times fast, blocks that Colleen's been working on just to see, because FPP isn't my strong suit. Is that the best way to put that? Oh, that's okay, Colleen. We appreciate it. You were right on that. Yes, it was lots of pretties for me. Thank you again, Lori Sherlock Sews. I haven't seen her come in yet. Yeah, well. Tracy. Ah, well, my mods always check things out for me and let me know what's up. That troll's been around since 2011. I guess they have nothing better to do than harass people on YouTube. That's awesome. You can find yourself blocked. There's a good one. I like that. Put some boots on that one, some cement shoes. So anyway, I've been sewing 9-inch or 9 patch blocks, 16 patch blocks, and still not sure you guys can see over there. Let's see if we can move you since Sherlock's not here. And let you see the design wall. You guys see that? There's my How's It Hanging There quilt for Laura Lynn. There's my blocks going together. Hello, Lori. I was just talking about you, showing off that lovely fabric you sent me. And I put that block higher, putting y'all back, sorry, for Colleen. Whee! I was trying to move the camera before you got here, too. But I put that one block higher for Colleen because she said she really does like looking at it. So whatever. Like, okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I really like the quilt I did for Laura Lynn. I put license plates in mine. because Laura Lynn has friends everywhere, obviously. I mean, I was in her chat for a little over an hour on Saturday, or in Pop's chat, I guess I should say. And there was so many people, and the people I hadn't seen in forever, are rallying around her. And I think that that's just awesome. I really do. So yeah, I'm definitely praying for Laura Lynn. Got my fingers crossed, my toes crossed, my eyes crossed. I hope Laura Lynn appreciates it because I can't see when I cross my eyes. You don't have to let it continue, Colleen. You're fine. You're fine. And I guess maybe they've made their foray into being turkeys tonight, and that's that. So yeah, yeah. Well, hello, Deborah. How are you tonight? Is your knee feeling any better? I know it wasn't giving you. It was giving you grief this morning. Wasn't giving you much relief. Bring me up here a little bit. Y'all want to see my wonderful hair, not my chin down. Shh. We're going to ruin your bad reputation there, Lori. Telling people that you're a sweetheart. So I was timing myself earlier, and I'm not going to race, but I was timing myself earlier on how fast could I make a 9-patch block, especially since I already have them cut and ready to go. And I got it down to about 3 minutes, with once I have it laid out. It doesn't go any faster than that for me. I think if I tried to go any faster than that, I'd just have to get busy. Oh, and I was going to show you guys this. I will as soon as I sew this. While I was on Pinterest earlier looking for placket patterns and collar patterns and this, that, and the other, I like I said, I must have done something on Pinterest to get this Asian guy, and he does seated workouts for people. He designs workouts that you can do at home, even if you're elderly or disabled or whatever. Awesome. Thank you for putting in the link for Mom and Pop. So, and I need to change that to MPQS because that's their @ and that'll automatically tag them. But the Asian guy was showing this exercise. He was like, if you don't do any other exercise, do this one. And I was like, oh great. So here's some clickbait hype, right? And the guy says, do this. He says, if you find yourself sitting in your chair and you're out of breath and you're tired and you're just like, ugh. He says, I want you to do this. He says, I want you to pull yourself up straight and on your posture. And then he said, I want you to do this. I just want you to make a W and push your shoulders back so that your shoulder blades go back towards the back. And take a deep breath, do it for 2 seconds and then stop. And then do 10 or 15 repetitions of it, whatever's comfortable for you. And I was sitting there going, oh God. And I did it. I was like, wow, I feel refreshed, and I'm not that person. So it was amazing to me that it actually made me feel like I had taken a nice, big, deep breath of air, and it got me moving. So I was like, yay. So then I watched a few more of his I think he does TikTok videos, but they were showing up on Pinterest. But I didn't get his name. I will share the next time I see it. I'll share it in my community tab. If he's got Instagram or YouTube link or something. But some of the stuff he was showing was really basic. And I thought, well, after I had weight loss surgery, these are the same exercises that I did. Yeah, I had weight loss surgery, guys. when I got sick is when I piled it back on. And I'd really like to start unpiling it. So I was like, okay, I will look at these. And turns out that my little 2 pound weights that I keep over by my desk and try to use every day are actually a really great idea. And I can't lift big weight. I never could lift big weight, even when I had lost all the weight I wanted to lose. But my little 2 pound weights are at least keeping my circulation moving, which is a good thing. So I will post that in the community tab. So be on the lookout for it. I don't get anything from promoting him. I just thought, well, that was awesome. And that one little tiny exercise that he showed that I had never seen before actually seemed to do some good. And I've done it several times today. So every time I think about it, I stop and do 5 or 10 of them. Because obviously I am no longer a bodybuilder or weightlifter. Way back in the day, I dated a guy who was a 7th-degree black belt. He taught martial arts, and I kept up with his classes with no problem. I can't even imagine what I'd do these days if I went and tried to take one of those classes. They'd probably have to call the ambulance for me. I'd like to be able to get up and around at least, when Arthur isn't visiting and complaining. And I got another surprise this weekend. My stepdaughter, daughter that lives in Michigan, made a quick trip down here to Florida. Yeah, I don't drink milk. Lost 10 kilos. That's like 20 pounds, right, Janet? Actually, Deborah, my shoulders are usually the worst spot for me, and that doesn't really hurt. That's why he only has you do it for a couple of seconds, though, because all it's really for is to open everything up and get your posture back straight. Because if your posture's straight, then the core muscles of your body are stabilized, and that helps your stomach muscles tighten back up to support your back and your hips and all that stuff. I don't know that Colleen could do it because I know she's got spinal issues. So check with your doctor first. But I thought it was a neat little exercise and it doesn't require hardly any effort. So here's my little block that I just sewed up. And I've got this whole pile of these, squares that are left over because I really thought it was going to take a lot more fabric than it did to make the hang in there thing. So I've got, I'm just piecing them into blocks, putting them up on the wall, and I figure they can go in my crazy quilt or whatever. And then I had a thought earlier today. I was rearranging my design wall, and I looked at this and I went, I have ADHD, obviously. I mean, I've got 9 patches and I've got FPP and I've got applique and I've got scrap sewn together and applique trial pieces. And then this little wall hanging, which the little wall hanging was a complete detour, and I'm glad I did it. And now I'm back onto my regular scheduled programming. But and then here I am sewing 9 patches again. And I don't know if you guys saw the mess I've got in front of me, but I have 2 FPP blocks there, and then I've got the Cotton Cuts Creations. Is that the right way to say that? Oh, rotator cuff issues. I tore my rotator cuff in a car accident. That's why my right shoulder is the one that almost always hurts. And it doesn't seem to hurt it, but that doesn't mean that it won't hurt yours. So if you try it, do it with caution. But he had a whole lot of different things that you could do literally sitting in your chair. And I'm looking at it. Most of it is just like the stuff that we in my hometown did in grade school, where you do like the arm rolls and the jumping jacks and stuff. Only you're doing it all seated and you're just moving your feet while you're doing it. And I do a lot of fidgeting with my feet anyway, because I've had a blood clot way back in 2010 or something. So I'm always fidgeting my feet around, trying to make sure I don't have another one in my leg. Oh, I don't know. Colleen, you've got access to Mr. Google Pants tonight. The time and pain diet. Yeah, that stinks. So you were a mail carrier, Deborah? That really hurts. The beautiful star. I did that on purpose for you, Colleen, just so it would be 10 kilograms equals 22 pounds. Wow. Awesome. Oh, see, look at you guys figuring this math stuff out. I'm not the math person. I am not the math person. So I really didn't come on with a plan to sew anything tonight. I just had the 9 patches sitting in front of me. But I wanted to come on and check in. I don't want to get into politics or anything like that, but I'm sending out a lot of thoughts and prayers to Nashville tonight. They had another school shooting there this afternoon, and it was a woman that did it, which just is like mind blowing to me. I can't even imagine a grown woman doing something like that. Women are usually the softer sex. I'm just like, yeah. So, but yeah, Lynn, I've always got squirrel stuff too. Always got squirrel stuff because I've got a pineapple block quilt going. I've got quilt seeds that I want to do. I've got the manger scene still sitting there. I'm working on the quilt builder card deck. And then all this ADHD is all I could know how to call it is up there. Thank you. Prayers for Nashville for sure. Um, and I just, I have all this crazy stuff going on. And then I look around and I go, oh, but I want to do that. And I want to do that. And I want to do that. I have to, somebody was talking about they needed to put together a to-do list. I need to put together a to-do list that says I'm going to do this and this and this. And that tilde quilt that I want to do requires almost 1,200 squares of fabric, and you cut it, then you put it down like it's a pixel picture, like you would get on a computer, pixelated with all those little squares. And then you iron the fabric down to the fusible backing. Then you sew the backing 2 different directions, and then you've got your quilt, and then you still need to make your quilt sandwich. And I'm like, yeah, this is going to be interesting, but it sounds like fun. I have 6 inches and 10 inches, I think, Colleen. A to-do finish list, maybe. A quilt along in the summer from a string quilt. I just cut a ton of strings into 2.5-inch squares, but my 2.5-inch square box still has blocks in it, is down to here. So I might be able to, Kelly, by that point, if I cut my leftovers into strings instead of squares. Janet, I agree, and it is sad, and I wish I knew the solution. Every time they start talking about anything related to gun control in our country, everybody goes, oh, they want to take your guns. And I'm like, okay, we own guns, we're responsible with them. And I can tell you that if my husband decided suddenly that he was going to go insane and start shooting people, I'd be the first person to put him down. He knows that. So, but where we live, it's almost a necessity because we have cattle, we have donkeys, we have chickens, you know. So when raccoons or bobcats or whatever, and all of the above plus wild pigs have come out here, we need to be able to do it. I I would be interested in doing a string quilt though, Kelly. Send me an email or tag me or something when you get ready to start it, because I'm sure that by the time I get finished with those, and it shouldn't take too much longer, I'll be ready for something else because I always need a mindless project to do on the side of everything else that I'm working on. Awesome. Tighten up your idea. I like the way you talk. I like that. Yeah, that's true, Coley. Being stable and owning guns isn't the same as being unstable and owning them. My mother has been gone for 18 years, but I can remember when I was a kid, she had a handgun that she carried around in her purse. And when I was about 14 or 15, she got it out and she was waving it around at some woman. And I was like, "Are you going to shoot that woman?" And she said, "What? No." I said, "Then put the dang gun away." And that's always been my philosophy. If you're going to get it out, you have to be willing to use it. It has to be, and it has to be for a reason. I mean, you don't get your gun out and wave it around because you want to intimidate somebody. I get my gun out and walk out the door when I know there's a raccoon out around my chicken coop or, a bobcat in the street threatening my goats or whatever. Yeah. I, Janet, I think that we could do a whole lot more in the US. We need, I don't even know. I'm not for taking people's guns away by any way, means anything. Hello, Stephanie. Yeah, I see the uses for them. I just talked about you a little bit ago. Congratulations, over 13,000. I'm just like, we're not worthy. She's killing it. She is doing great work and getting somewhere, which is awesome. And I have been downloading all of her stars patterns. That's also on my list of things to do. I need to print them all out and put them in a notebook and then number that notebook on my priority list. It needs to be high on that priority list because those stars are gorgeous. But yeah, yeah. At what point do you stop paying attention though? It's like, how do you? I mean, I'm only a little over 2,000, and I'm still like, wow, people like me. I'm just shocked. We don't have any of those, Deborah, so I don't know. Halfway through, sorry, Colleen. My life is now scheduled for Monday nights at 7, though. You're too funny, Steph. Yeah. So I'm like, like I said, a little over 2,000. I'm really happy that I've doubled the base goal. So now do I just like not talk about it until I hit big numbers like 3 or 4 or 2,500? We're not gonna assume I'm gonna hit 3,000, but like, every 500 or something. Because now I feel like I'm just getting boring talking about it. I'm not bored. Yeah, Janet, I think that makes sense. We don't carry them like going into town or something. We only, if we're like out on, we have 5 acres. And if we're outside, or earlier this morning, we thought somebody had a machine gun out here, and we were all like, ah. Turns out there was a woodpecker beating on our house. And we have siding on the house, and there's like a metal piece at the top. And I guess the woodpecker thought that metal was wood, and he kept hitting it. And when he was hitting it, it really did sound like a gun. Yeah, exactly, Stephanie. I'm just amazed that so many people want to hear me ramble. Or maybe they don't, they just like my shorts. I'm not sure. Aw, awesome. Brenda is in a hurry. She didn't make all the stars, but you get to now. Yeah, Stephanie, it's just amazing. Somebody wants to learn from you, right? And Stephanie's a really good teacher. I'm just like, every time I go there and I'm usually watching the chat more than I'm watching her, but I'll look over and I'll be like, what is she doing there? I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, Kelly, it's an incredibly weird sound, isn't it? You hear that woodpecker start and you're like, what was that? Especially on metal. I mean, we called the neighbor going, are we being invaded by somebody? Because uh, he lives like out closer to the main road than we do. And the big worry down here is cattle rustlers. And the people who live behind us that way, further down the road, they have Wagyu beef, which apparently the calves are 30 grand a piece. So they're always, oh, if you see anybody, call us, whatever. And they keep their gate locked at all times, or at least shut. So, all the neighbors on this street, and Rob has a bunch of cattle. He's actually the ranch manager. So we all try to keep up with each other. We've only got a few cows. We don't have big ones. 12,000 views. Well, that's awesome, Kelly. That's a really good number. And remember though, Colleen or somebody, I think it was Colleen, remixed it. And you get credit for all of the views that she's getting on it, as well as all the views that you're getting on it, which is awesome. Colleen's going for yogurt. Um, we do, Janet. We do. Yep, there's Stephanie's link. I think, oh, Colleen took care of it. Good. So Sherlock's Lori's power came back on, but her neighbors apparently didn't. But it's awesome that you've got 12,000 views. That's a big deal. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I watch chats when I'm functioning with a wrench, and then I will go back and watch the actual tutorial part of it when I when it's a replay. Stephanie, I meant to say this directly to you. Um, I love that you remixed Jax's video about the lyrics, about the troll giving her a hard time about lyrics. I loved the way you did it. And yeah, no one bit. Yeah. Kelly, according to YouTube, you don't have to ask, but we've been trying to at least pre-warn you that we're going to remix something from you. Um, my brain goes a million miles a minute. When I start getting ideas, it's like, ooh, do this now, do this now. And then I think afterwards, ooh, well, maybe I should have asked for permission instead of wondering if I need to ask for forgiveness. But I loved Stephanie's remix of Jax's video. And if anybody's giving you a hard time out there, folks, just tell them to go away. If they can do it better, let them start their own YouTube channel. That's the way I look at it. Yeah. I, just like Bozo the Clown earlier, really? That's all you've got to do with your time is come mess with me? Have fun. I raised eight third graders. You guys got nothing on third graders. Some of y'all act like you're younger than the third graders. Stephanie, if you ever need an encouraging shoulder, I'm perfectly willing. And I don't repeat, but if you ever just need somebody to say, hey, I'm in your corner, I gotcha. Just send me a text message and I'll send you a thumbs up back or something to encourage you. It stinks when you feel like you're just getting kicked and nobody's backing you up, doesn't it? Been there, done that. And not just with YouTube. Yeah, exactly. But sometimes the don't react part is really hard because you're just like, but it is the best thing you can do is just to ignore them and take care of yourself. But sometimes self-care involves getting a friend to say, pat you on the back and say everything's going to be okay. Or going and getting a pint of Ben and Jerry's ice cream and sitting in the bathtub or the shower and eating your ice cream and crying. I mean, I've done it. But hugs to you, Stephanie. Rough week stink. We're having a little bit of one here. Um, there's some good parts to it though, and I'm choosing to look at the good parts. I got my 6 grandkids from Michigan are in Florida, and we're hopefully going to get to see them either later in the week or this weekend. Yeah, well, yeah, they do, Kelly. Exactly. They don't have to know that you did that, Janet. They don't have to know it. Yeah, that's all you can do, Stephanie. I got a well, I've got one who loves to go in my comments and just and I'm just like, here you go. You can talk to yourself. So I've put them muted. They get to talk to themselves whenever they leave cruddy comments anymore. And then there's the guy. I have to do this. I've been threatening to do this for weeks. There is apparently a whole community of people out there who like feet, who want to look at your feet. They leave comments all the time asking, will you please show your feet? And I'm going to show my foot. Here you go. There's my foot pedal. Y'all look close. It's there. See, all sides of it. Hope you got your willies done. That's as close to my feet as you get. I am not putting my feet on there. I am not putting my feet on YouTube. I am 56 years old. My feet look like I walked a million miles because I did. I don't paint my toenails, and I could care less if I ever paint them again. And they're dry. I can get you some ogre foot slippers for you to wear around the house, but I'm not showing you my feet. Get over it. Yeah, yeah. You want to see feet? There you go. I showed you a foot. I can put up a whole video about sewing machine feet. I have 9, 10 sewing machines and sergers. I can show you sewing machine feet all day long, but you ain't getting mine on camera. Your screen almost tore you over. I swear I have threatened to buy some ogre slippers and put them on, like the Shrek ones, those big green feet with the ugly toes, but I don't want to wear those slippers. I ain't showing you my feet. Yeah, Stephanie, you don't get that? There's a couple of them. And they're never polite. It's always they're never rude. They're always so polite. Hello, beautiful lady. Would you please do this? And da, 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 da. One guy was like on my serger video. He's like, oh, I'd love to see your foot operating the serger pedal. And I thought, and I'm saying it with a Spanish accent because in my mind, he's like Gomez from the Addams family. You know how he was always trying to speak Italian or French or something to Morticia, my amour and all this stuff. That's kind of what I think of these guys like, or Pepe Le Pew. I forgot about press your feet. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, Lynn. I paint my fingernails and I show my hands in my videos. I think that's enough. You don't need to see my feet. I made this shirt and a night dress or a dress today. It's not a night dress, but I made this shirt and a dress today. And the first version of the dress, my collar ended up being kind of low, in my opinion. So I put another collar on it to bring it up some. And then I split it and put a placket in it because I wanted a little bit of cleavage, but I didn't want it. Yeah. Kelly, you know what? You're doing great videos. You're doing the best you can. I know you're not making any money off YouTube. And those people who want to complain, I had one lady tell me I needed to take a photography class. And I was like, really? Why? I put up a video on YouTube that was in perfect aspect. And by the time YouTube put it in the shorts feed, it was like right up here in my face. And I was like, well, that didn't do much good. Lavender as of today. I like lavender. I paint my nails for me too, but I like this color. Colleen's wearing the same color I am this week because when she sent me a picture of the bottle of nail polish she wanted to buy, my Walmart had it in stock and she had already ordered it from Walmart. So I ordered it and then her Walmart gave her the wrong color. They gave her taupe for this. I'm like, that doesn't match. So I got to wear it before she did. But I think it looks really pretty on both of us. What did you say, Lori? You have awful. Oh, I bit my nails like crazy when I was a kid. Like bit them into the quick all the time. And what broke me of biting my nails, I still picked them, but I didn't bite them, was when I had to take that first baby home and start changing those baby diapers. I for darn sure did not want to put my hands in my mouth after that. I was like, no, thank you. I don't care who you are, there is not enough soap and water to wash your hands completely clean to want to bite your nails after that. Yeah, I have pictures of all of their feet too. Because I think Lori did that to me whenever I messaged her and said, ew. Yeah, do you take vitamins of any kind, Janet? Today's Monday, folks. Monday, not Foot Fetish Friday, Colleen. I started taking collagen peptides, and I don't know if they're available or allowed in Australia, but I buy mine off the Amazon. They're in a white bucket with purple label, and I started taking them after I had the bowel surgery because my doctor told me that it would help things heal faster. I also take probiotics, but my nails have grown like crazy and are really strong now since I've been taking that. And I was starting to really thin on top. It's not so bad. Yeah, there probably will be, Colleen. I won't identify feet though if I do that to you. Colleen will probably be the one who makes it though. But anyway, so the collagen, I don't know how you say it. They seem to be really helping with the nails and the hair. The only bad thing about it is, and I don't know if you can see that, I had a zit come up here and here and here and here. And I think they've pretty much calmed down. But I really did not think that at 56 I was going to have to go get zit cream for myself. I'm like, okay. Socks and slippers, your kid gave $5. Ah, Janet, you can mix the collagen peptides into your coffee and they don't have any taste. Believe me, I've been doing it for months. And at first I was like, oh, I know I'm going to taste this. I don't taste it at all. It does give it a little bit of a white color like creamer does. But if you put some kind of cream in your coffee anyway. You won't even notice it. It's worth a try. It is a you fetish. Well, to me, it's strange to be asking strangers to do that for you. I mean, I could see maybe asking your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, if you're a girl, um, to do, something like that for you. But to ask a complete stranger on the internet, that's a little odd. Stephanie, you got to join the club. You got to send us all a picture of your feet. I threatened to send them all a picture of my feet, like I said, in slippers, but I don't have any. Collagen peptides. Let's see if I can type it in here for you. And they're kind of like probiotics. You're supposed to change them up every so often. So if you use one brand for 3 months, then you're supposed to switch to another brand for 3 months. I don't know why. With the probiotics, I know it's because it varies um, which strains of bacteria or whatever it is that you're taking in, which is good for your body because your body gets used to it after a while. But the surgeon that recommended the collagen peptides also told me to switch them out every few months. Oh, Stephanie, come on. You know you wanna. I don't want to see mine either, Lynn. My poor toenails look like they've been chewed on by a troll. And my dad, one of the things my dad gave me, besides passing along diabetes to my male children, is this little toe on my foot is like up here. So it like sticks out like that. Nobody wants to see my feet. Yes, tell Matt we said hello. And I'm just like, eh. And I'm old and they're dry and no, I'm not doing all that. I don't even like going to, like used to be really nice to go get a manicure. Well, my girlfriends are always like, oh, let's get a pedicure too. And I'm like, no, that's okay. I'll sit over here in the corner. I don't want people touching my feet. Just not my thing. They might kill me. I went to one of them's page and he's got like half a dozen videos on there from the same person. Looks like she's running a treadle, but she's got shoes on and whatever. And I thought, well, I could see needing to see feet for a treadle machine, but you don't need to see feet for a regular sewing machine. You guys know I'm pushing that pedal with my foot. He's done listening to us. What video? Oh, well, has that video gotten lots and lots of views, or did you just take a video for yourself, Kelly? If it's up on YouTube, I'll be happy to share it. I can't sew with shoes on either, Deborah. I don't care how cold my feet are. If I'm sewing, I do not want shoes on. I don't even want socks on. They had me wearing compression socks for a long time after I had the DVT, the blood clot. And I did finally get used to sewing with the compression socks on, but it still wasn't super comfortable. Let's all sit up and do our posture check. But no, I've gotta have bare feet to be able to sew. You can do it with socks on. We could rebrand Kelly's foot video. Yeah, I put that one up as a title for a video, Tracy. I sew fast and barefoot. That was when I got the newest person who asked about wanting to see my feet. I was like, dude, you don't want to see my feet. I didn't publish the comment, but that's what I was thinking. You don't want to see my feet, dude. You don't want to see my feet. Yeah, this Colleen is my beauty guru. I probably shouldn't blame her for that. I messaged her and asked her for a recommendation for conditioner for my hair. Um, and she gave me a great recommendation, and I have been using it, although you can't tell it right now. But it actually helped my gray, breaky stuff stop being quite so messy. I use that, and I use one of those big wide tooth combs, both on Colleen's recommendation. When I wash my hair, then I use this conditioner. Colleen, Lavenge, something like that. It's L'Oreal, I think. But I use that, and then I take that big wide tooth comb and I go through my hair, and it helps tame some of this mess. And I do my own nails. Colleen recommended a bonder. I think it was Colleen, or was it you, Tracy? Recommended the Orly bonder. It's orange, but when you put it on, it grabs a hold of the nail polish and keeps it on there. My mother was all into makeup and hair and face and all that, but she liked expensive stuff. She thought nothing of going to the mall and dropping, $130 on something this size that said it would keep her from having wrinkles around her eyes. Well, guys, I got to tell y'all this. My family is, if you go back like 4 generations, 100% Indian. We don't wrinkle until we're really old for the most part. Being chubby helps. Um, my grandma didn't have any wrinkles when she passed, hardly. She had a few little lines around her eyes, but her hair was black with one long gray streak all the way up until she was like 82 or 83 years old. And then it finally went gray. So my mom need not have worried about slathering all this gunk on her face because her skin still looked really great when she passed, even. And she was only 56. She didn't have any wrinkles. She was still gorgeous. Okay, Janet, you have a great day. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And thank you for telling me what time it is there. Deborah, how do you control it with your knee? Is it a treadle machine also, but you use your knee to run it, or is the foot pedal mounted for your knee to use? Have a great night, Lynn. I hope you get some good rest. Oh, we probably could, Colleen. You did a live on your birthday? Yay, happy birthday. My brother's is April 23rd. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing for his birthday. Who knows? He probably doesn't know. Oh, Colleen, we can make it go viral for her. She said it on here. Guess what? Somebody will find it. So good night, Lynn. Good night, Janet. Awesome, Deborah. That's great. So was that a hack that you guys did, or did somebody else do it to the machine before you bought it? I'm always interested in this kind of stuff. Oh, they were so pretty, Kelly. I think she's talking about your footsies. Okay, so I am going to start wrapping up here. I'm waiting on Deborah to tell me if she mounted that bar or if it was already on there for her. Once again, congratulations to everybody on your growth. I'm impressed. Kelly, I didn't look at your number. Where are you at right now? I know Colleen looked when she went over there because that's what Colleen does. I know there's a lag between me asking a question and you hearing it. So there you go, Kelly. And I will get ogre slippers for that. I probably could put my real feet up and people would think I was wearing ogre slippers. 627. Awesome, Kelly. That's great. Yeah, and then we'll do a remix of it. I don't have a problem with that. I started to remix your I was looking at your short with the crumb quilting that Colleen did, and I thought I should remix that myself. Then I thought we'll give it a minute or two before I do it, but don't be surprised if it pops up. Awesome, Stephanie. I always love new uses for Wonder Clips. I actually have I hid my serger tonight because it's a wreck over there. So I just pulled the curtain back over it. But I was using Wonder Clips earlier. I will always take a new hack for Wonder Clips. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Like I said, I just bought a container, 2 containers full of them because I use them. I lose them. I bake mag. My chair. I stomp on it. My ography. Hey, I'll take fun and useful, or fun or useful. It's always nice. You make a wreath out of them or something. And I was kind of hoping my quilt projects was going to show up tonight because I know Sylvia is stalking her looking for more details on that dragon quilt. So Dawn, if you're watching the replay at my quilt projects, Sylvia wants to have a go at making her own version of the dragon quilt. So if you would message her, Discord, Facebook, whatever way you want to do it, she would love to hear from you. Yes, they are like Legos on the floor. That's why I always step on them. But I buy like 100 of them at a time in those little tins. I've got a couple of the tins up there. That's why I was looking over there because I was trying to remember if I had bought 1 or 2 the last time I bought them. Okay, guys. So Colleen says, be the light you hope to see in others. Sylvia says, be kind to other people because you are kind, not necessarily because they are. And I say, if people are looking that close at your stuff, tell them to go home. Yeah, we don't need all that criticism. You guys have a great night. I appreciate you watching, and I love you all. Bye, guys.